So with the company that you started, you've gotten into, like, you did the school, now you're helping a lot of medical facilities, and I understand that you do residential as well. My question to you is, I'm going to assume this, but you could confer, it's your reputation that you've built up that people trust. The Bettencourt name is really what people understand when you come in there, because I've dealt with contractors at length, and the biggest issue people have is they never finish on time. Do you have any kind of guarantees that you assure for your clients, so that way they're not frustrated and they understand that they're dealing with another business person that understands what they're going through as well?
Yeah, in our contract, we spell out, we have a spec writer, we spell everything we're going to do for them, so there's no hidden, nothing hidden. We give guaranteed time of completions, and in that guaranteed time of completions, it's a percentage of the job we'll give back per day if we go over that. So it drives us to finish, and it gives, you know, comfort to the customer that these guys are going to get done when they say they're going to get done. You know, our slogan to Bettencourt Construction is, trust us to build your dreams. And a lot of people said that's a pretty bold statement to put out there, trust us to build your dreams. But, you know, I really stand behind that. If someone hires me, that's exactly what I want them to do, is trust me. So we build that whole thing up before we even go into a project. So when I'm dealing with a businessman, I'm showing him all the guarantees that we have, and we give full warranty. We warranty all our work. We warranty for 1 year everything. We warranty our roofs up to 5 years. We warranty our electrical work 5 years. Our mechanical 5 years. So with our guarantee of after the job's done warranties, our guarantee of time of completion, and then with all the specs being written out to how many, you know, square yards of carpet you're going to put down. Sorry, my northern accent. Carpet, you know, all that carpet we're going to put down. It just makes everyone comfortable, so they know exactly what they're getting, the time frame they're going to get it. And here's something else we do too for our commercial and residential, is every Friday we email out to our customers. We email out what's going to happen the week prior, or what happened the week prior, and what to expect the week that's coming up.
That's the first time I've heard a contractor doing that.
There's no, you know, what's going to happen next week? Well, you're going to know we're going to be demoing, we're going to be building walls, we're going to hang drywall. What happened the following week? Well, we had finished up the plans, we got all our subs in line. This is what just happened. So now they know what to expect. So what happens? They know when they have to start moving, you know, furniture. And a lot of businessmen, doctors, and especially, because we're in the medical field, will come to me and says, you know, I don't have a lot of people that help me move. You think you can throw me a couple of guys to help move? And that's what we'll do. That's bono. That's free. I just send some guys over there, help you move the furniture out of the way, and I'm building rapport. You know, that's what we do. So that Friday to Friday, that really is a good key, because there is no, you know, I don't want any, you know, what's going on. So we keep really in touch. So we keep very good communication with residential, businessmen, anyone we're dealing with.
I like the fact that you have an email update to the client, and also you guarantee a completion deadline, because that is probably two of the biggest frustrations any client has. And then you're also doing whatever it takes to keep them operating, whether it's a business or residential. You always want them to be comfortable in their place of business or home. Why are you so passionate about the field of construction? Because I've met you before, and you always take yourself very seriously, and you dress to impress, and you're a serious business person, and you make an impact, whereas most people do not. I would say 99% of people are not as passionate as you are. Why are you so passionate about Bettencourt Construction in your company?
Well, I think it's really my upbringing. You know, my grandfather was a carpenter. My father was in the trade as a construction man, contractor. And then it's me. And you know, I don't know anything else. You know, when I came out of college, this is everything I ever did. Why am I passionate about what I do is, I think it's really because I like pleasing people. You know, it's just me. I like that pat on the back. You know, I like that attaboy, you know. So I really work for that. And passion in the trade is I love to build stuff. I love to look at it and say, okay, this is what's going to look like. And then I can see it. My client's like, I don't see that. Can you know? And so at the end of the job, I just like sit back and go, wow, look at that. You know. Another thing, you know, I'm real passionate about is I'm not a salesman. You know, when my company goes out to meet a client, they meet me. They don't meet a salesman, they meet me. And my biggest thing I do is I like to educate my customer. You know, I educate them from the time I walk in the door, from the time that's over. So what happens is, if you never knew how to hang drywall, when I'm done with you, you're gonna know how to hang drywall. You know, it's just the ongoing.
You explain the process so there's no confusion as to why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
Because that's a big factor, and you also help people with their vision.
Right.
Because if they don't understand what's out there, you inform them on the choices that they can make.
Exactly.
So you could beautify their place of business or their home.
Right. I want them to see the project before it's even built.
That's amazing.
That way they have a picture in their mind. Because, you know, my genius is contracting. Their genius might be, you know, a doctor, whatever it is.
Right.
You know, like we're dealing with a podiatrist. He knows what a foot's going to look like after he's done with it. I'm not going to know what my foot's going to look like after he's done with it. So I wanted him to vision in his head by, you know, knowing exactly. We'll do that by educating. We'll do renderings, so you see what that building looks like. You know, renderings like a 3D picture of your building when it's done inside and out.
So you really get involved. For someone that wants to take it to the next step, what's the best way to reach you? If they're watching this video, most likely you're going to have it online or on your blog.
Right.
But what's the best phone number for someone to reach out and call your office?
The best number to reach me would be 727-530-1112. And what you call that, the process you would call that, they would set up an appointment, and then I would go out and introduce myself, introduce the company, and we start building.
So the client would get you personally?
Me personally.
Starting from scratch?
Yep. Yep. Who's better yet to sell your business but the business owner?
Yeah,
and I really feel that. I mean, you could hire salesmen, but if the salesmen don't have the same ethics I do, I get a problem with that.
Yes.
I can't promise something I can't deliver.
In a day and age where, you know, big business and you deal with different people, it's refreshing to have a third generation carpenter who has built his way up through the trades and has built his own company. And I'm just honored to be here to interview you, and I thank you for the time. Bryan,
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much. So I'm Chris Krimitsos signing out. Give Bryan a call and get started on building your dream.